introduction onto how we can add leads to sequences. So there are two ways that we will review within this video. And the first way you'll see is if I bring up any lead record within Salesforce, we can see the details on that lead record. And here we'll have a button on the layout that has add to sequence. So if I click on that button, I will then see a list of eligible sequences which that particular lead is eligible for. So you can see the only one here is this test lead sequence. And you can see there are a number of other lead sequences, but we can also see the reason as to why they're not eligible. So it looks as if they went through this sequence already, so we can't be added to the same sequence twice. It doesn't match the entrance criteria of this test lead sequence VP. And it looks like it also ran through this test lead sequence earlier. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to associate this record with this sequence. And so now it's just adding all of the actions that are going to be due with this into the Salesforce record. So if I scroll down on the Salesforce record now, within this section, we have this visual force section, which will show you which sequence the record is in. The actions, you can see the first action within this sequence was an automatic email that was already sent when this record was enrolled in the sequence. And then today, on my Engage You, in 1 second we'll go there, we'll see that there's a call that is going to be due. That is the second step in the sequence. So, and you can see the other future sequence steps will also show on this interface here. Another way that we can also add a number of leads to a sequence is from a list view, such as this. I can select multiple records and I can select this Add to Sequence button up here. And similar to what we just received with we had the individual record, we will now show this group, the sequences that they are eligible for. So we can go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and put them in this test lead sequence. Actually, we'll put them in the same one as the other one. And now it actually tells me, it gives me a warning. It says, hey, of the records we just multi-selected, one is going to be associated. Four have already run through the sequence. One because it matched the exit criteria, and one because, again, they match the exit criteria. So yes, associate. And so now it's going to associate those two records to the sequence. Now within guided selling, on the Engage view, we can now see the two records that we enrolled into the sequence. Here are those steps. And so we can see that the call and testing McTester. So now we know that those records are now within our guided selling, and we can now just perform the actions as they pop up here on within our Engage view. One last thing to call out, you'll see here this is a high priority task, which indicates this should be done first. And so the recommendation here would be to call Jack Rogers. Hopefully this helps. Please let me know.